All right, another episode of Conversation After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's great with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell people where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversates After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversationafterdark.com. Listen to past episodes. Make sure you tell everybody about the show. So, Tay, let's do the icebreaker.
Okay, I'm going to go with extreme personal questions.
Okay.
Oh, the sexy 69.
Sexy 69. All right.
Yeah, okay. What's the sex skill you're most proud of?
Damn. um, I think we talked about it before. I'm a pleaser. So I would say cunnilingus, but I want to emphasize I'm not one of those guys that has to do cunnilingus to compensate. Because every time I see a dude talk about like, oh, I love to eat pussy. I love this, that, and the other. I focus on that. Inevitably, women always say like, well, either he got a small dick or it don't work. That's why he doing all that. So I want to put that out there. Y'all do say that a lot.
No, I don't know who y'all are.
So when I
I
say
don't do that.
I'm generalizing based off of
Okay.
what I see on social media, and
Okay.
I hear from other women. So if a guy says, "Oh, I love to eat pussy. I love to go down," and this, that, and the other, I know a lot of sisters who says they question why is he so into that? Is he overcompensating for either his inadequacy with size or his lack of stroke game?
I've never thought that. So I don't know.
You've heard sisters say it though.
Not a majority where I can say it's y'all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. So
All right. So, but I'll leave it at that.
okay. Um, like you, I am a pleaser and I am kind of proud of my oral skills. It was the first thing I worked on. I'd say when because I was doing that before I had started having sex. And with my first boyfriend, it was all about listening to him, paying attention, making sure I got him to where he needed to go, and I've kind of kept that thought process. And also, I'm always a student, so I like to learn. But every time I read something that's supposed to be like, do this to make it better or do that to make it better, it's stuff that I've already done and tried or do and have perfected. I don't know. I can't say perfected. Nobody's perfect, but
They're perfect.
so yeah, I'm kind of proud of that. I have gotten lazy in my years. I think because I got so good at it, I got lazy at doing it. But
Why would you
but
get
it
lazy?
is um I I don't know. I think I just got to a point where it was like it didn't take much because I already had the skill. It didn't take much to do, so I just kind of got lazy with it. But it's still one of my best skills, I think.
Are you saying it didn't take much for you to get him off?
Yes. Yes.
Now, man, you're not like that. But have you ever met a guy who's like me, who has a hard time coming from oral sex?
One guy in my whole life. Well, I didn't say my whole life because I wasn't doing it my whole life. But since I've been doing it, yes, only one.
Was it you or him?
Uh he's like you. He says that it's him. He doesn't come from head. So I would say it was him. I can't say it was me because it worked on
worked on
worked
the
on
other
others.
guys.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like he wasn't saying he didn't enjoy it. It was just, you know.
Yeah, I've been there. Like I've had people, I've received amazing head from women, like real good head, but I think you, there's a lot of things that go into it and your ability to like relax and release and everything, and some people just don't have that. So I think I'll probably fall into that category. But I have had women who are like very good at it. I really did appreciate what they were doing, and it was, it felt great. I just couldn't get over that hump to finish, So that was me. But I did have one. Oh my gosh, I probably should have made her my girlfriend, but it was just that was good, but everything else we just couldn't get it together. So
Oh, yeah. You can't
it
base a
wasn't
relationship
enough.
off one thing.
Yeah, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And yeah, you ever had somebody that they put it down, but they just couldn't get it right
What do you mean get it right?
for relationship. Like that part worked, but like y'all just couldn't be together either like long term or y'all just couldn't make it work.
Oh, a whole lot. I'm gonna say a whole lot like I got big numbers out here. No, I'm just saying, again, I've said this before. I'm not the type of person who will fall because of sex. So just because the sex is good doesn't mean that I'll be in a relationship with somebody. So that's been the case with a lot of, I mean, with majority of the guys I've had sex with, they weren't necessarily relationship materials, or maybe not relationship material for me. I'll say it that way.
Got you, got you. Yeah, you ever backtracked?
I think we've talked about this before. I have spun the block before.
Uh, yeah,
Not off the sex though, but for the relationship part. The sex was an addition to it, but it was mostly because of the relationship.
okay. So it wasn't for the sex. It was just because it was the familiarity of being with that person. Is that what it was?
Yes, I mean the
That's a
sex
hard
came
that's a
with
hard
it.
one for me to say right there.
I see.
That's a hard one for me to say. There's a couple words that I struggle with. That has to be one of them. Motherfucker you familiar with? I would just put it like that. Because it's motherfucker you
Yeah.
familiar with. Got you, got you. Yeah, I don't know. The person who I've had the best sex with, like you couldn't pay me to be in a relationship with her. You cannot pay me to be in a relationship with her just because there's only so much time you spend in the bed. There's only so much time you spend in the bed, and then I just don't. I didn't. Once I once I start disliking your company, I don't enjoy your company. My peace, especially at this age, it's not worth it. It's
Yeah.
definitely it's definitely not worth it. Because like when you break up with somebody, I don't know about you, if you when you break up, maybe y'all kind of still like have a conversation every now and again, like how you doing or whatever. Or some people like my homeboy, he break up with somebody, it's cold turkey. It's done. I don't want to talk no more. I don't care if we've been together 3, 4, 5 years. Once we say we're not together no more, don't call me no more. Is there like a cooling off period for when you break up? Like how soon once you break up can you fuck somebody else? Like how soon? Like what's the cooling off period from once you break up with somebody?
I think for me personally, it depends on why we broke up, how we broke up, like all of that factors in. Like if we just decided that we just not compatible, relationship's not gonna work, but we still cool. I can call you. We can talk next week. What's up, buddy? Like it'll be that. Like I don't, But if it was some kind of heartbreak or something where feelings were like strong and deep, I don't need to have communication with you for a long time. Like, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk because I'm not one of them people that if we are, how people say like, well, just because we broke up don't mean we can't be friends. I don't want to be your fucking friend. I don't want. Am I wrong for that? I don't want to be your fucking friend. Like if we can't be together, we don't need to talk. You need to motherfucker. And my friends that happen to be your friends, they are no longer your friends.
Now that you're not right. You're not wrong for not wanting to be their friend, but you can't cut people's friends off from them.
Don't call
Yeah.
them either. Don't call them. Do not call them either. They're no longer your friends. You fuck out of here. Those are my friends. And if my friends are still talking to you, if you still in their friend circle, then I'm gonna cut their ass off because that's a violation.
I do have a friend, and I always joke that I won him in the separation. I was never married. So I did have a relationship where we broke up. And one of his friends is now somebody that I consider one of my best male friends.
Did he ever try to hit?
No, no. And I only because I also knew his ex-wife. So there was, it would be messy all the way around, like if we tried that.
No chemistry there at all.
Not from my end. I don't know. I don't know how he feels. He never, he flirts. But he's a flirtatious person. He's one of the people who flirts with everybody. So I don't take it like he's flirting with me because I know him. He flirts with everybody. So, but I don't know if behind that there may have been something on his side. I don't know.
That's what
But
that's what you call like throwing some bait out to see if she gonna get it. I'm joking unless you gonna do it.
I mean, okay. I give you that. That could be it. I don't know. But I will say,
I don't flirt with my friends because, like, honestly, if I flirt with my friends who are women, if I'm flirting with you, I actually would fuck you. You know what I mean? So like, there's some, and most of the women who I am like friends with, I consider like a friend. I don't want to go there because I really have to go in my mind and take all of that out in order for you to be my friend. Like I can't look at you and I can't. You almost have to become like a sister to me, a sister or a family member to me, because I'm never going to be messing with a family member. But if you're a friend and if I could still find a reason to flirt with you or what have you, that means I would still hit. So
I get that.
you gonna stay in that associate level. You know what I'm saying? Like Tay, you got to that level. I'm not flirting with you. You know what I mean? Like I can't do that shit. I can't do that.
I get it. I get that.
Yeah, I can't
But
do
you also don't have that flirtatious personality where I've seen you flirt with everybody. I've seen you flirt. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a difference when somebody actually has that type of personality. Um, I don't know if I know how
it.
to
You don't think
describe
that's
it.
me? You've been around me. You know
Again,
I'll be talking
again,
crazy.
I have seen you flirt with people, yes, but there's a difference in somebody who, like, it's two people who come to my mind that you and I both know, mutual friends of ours, guys, who have flirtatious personalities and they flirt with everybody. I don't see that in you.
Yeah,
There's a difference. There's a difference between somebody who flirts and somebody who is a flirtatious person. There's a difference.
so basically, they some cockhounds, and I'm not.
I'm not saying that because I'm not saying that they actually will sleep with everybody, but I've actually seen them flirt with everybody.
Well, what's the purpose of flirting if you ain't gonna try to fuck though?
Flirting is just fun. I am somebody who is a reformed flirt. It's just fun to do.
That's what we call a cock tease.
I knew you were gonna say something like that.
That's what we call
It
it.
could be. It could be. But that's kind of why I stopped anyway, because I was getting myself into situations that I had to get backpedal out of. And yeah, that's no fun. So
You hurt dudes' feelings when that happens, huh?
they,
You hurt
I
you,
mean, all they wanted to do was have sex. So there was no feelings and there was no hurting of feelings involved. Come on now.
rejection in any shape, form, or fashion hurts feelings.
Okay, I give you that.
If you go from 1 minute, you flirting like, however you flirt or what have you, you know what I'm saying? And he's thinking like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker, she feeling me. And then you like, nah, I'm just playing. Like, come on.
Well, that yeah, I can see that, but I feel like it was known. I don't know, but I could
No,
be.
what? They weren't your type.
No, because the group that we had used to hang around, it was like I won't say everybody flirted with everybody, but there was like a flirtatious air, you know, in
As
the mix.
there was high sexual energy in the group.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you want to say that, yes. So I didn't take it serious with every guy who flirted with me just because that's how it was. And I assumed that it was the same with me with everybody. But then, you kind of learn. Or you get it, or it would be that way within that group, and then I go to other groups and try to do the same thing, and it's like, oh, these guys think I'm serious. Let me back up.
I mean, I think it would be different if you were like unattractive. You
Hmm.
then guys may be able to take it that way. But if you got any type of looks to you and you flirt, like I said, when I moved down south and everybody started calling you honey baby and all that old shit all the time, like don't do that to me. Don't just call me Marvin. I, I,
Yeah.
I gave my government name. Just call me Marvin. I mean, don't call me all that because if you tell me all that, I'm gonna be like, you know what, I could probably hit if I tried.
I guess I have an example for one thing that I think the guy should have known that I wasn't serious. So there was this one group I was in, a Facebook group years and years ago. And there was this one post that we had this game, and you would tag somebody and you would propose a date for that person, and that person had to say yay or nay. I'm quiet, I'm observant, I see everything. So I picked like 4 or 5 guys and created these perfect dates surrounding things that they loved.
Mhm.
One guy took it serious and was really trying to like talk to me after. And I was like, it was a game. I'm not really serious about that. And I feel like he should have known because of the post.
I mean, I can see why he would be. I can see why he would be misled. Not that you were being misleading because it was
Mm-hmm.
a playful post, but I could see why he would be misled. Because if you are a person who has never had people be thoughtful in that way, and here you are, you not everybody knows that you be ear hustling, Tay. I know that you be I know that you be in the set just ear hustling and watching everybody. So if you doing this and then he's like, damn, she really cares. I can see why he feel like, okay, let me go ahead and try to pursue this. So how did you get out of it? So you just
I
had
just backed up. I just stopped. Like I wouldn't I mean it was just a group thing, and like when I would be around people, I wouldn't spend too much time just around him, just he and I would just only hang around him when it was a group setting, or it was like, I kind of kept it short.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's if a woman did that to me, I probably would think the same thing. I would think she want to hit because otherwise, why would you care?
Because it was a game. And and also I'm competitive. So if I put this perfect date for you together for you, knowing, well, not knowing, but being observant and seeing your likes and dislikes. So I create this game for you, that date for you. The object is to win. So winning is you saying, yes, I want to do this date. I'm competitive. I need the win.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, but it's funny how like now social media is how we meet a lot of people.
Hmm.
I think that might just be our generation. I'm not sure how the younger people how they are getting about because I've noticed that people aren't as social in person like they used to be. Like, I was in your city and I was at the club and EU was performing. And once EU came out and they started rocking, people were dancing. Cause the go-go scene, the motherfuckers dance, the go-go, they be dancing nasty on that go-go music. So but before then, it was like we talked about the younger generation always in their phones. It's even our generation now. Everybody's in their phone. And me and one of my homeboys was like, well, damn, this is boring. So we grabbing women to come out to dance and stuff. And one of my guys said, man, I don't that party would have been lame had y'all not been there because we were trying to get people involved. I think number one is because now at the club scene, it's more about sections. Like people want to sit down and they want to be comfortable. Whereas back in the day, you didn't have all that. And people, we dance with one another. We dance with people. You would talk. Sometimes you would get rejected. I think we talked about on the show before. You ask a girl to dance and you get rejected or what have you. But we're getting away from that social interaction piece. And I don't know if we could bring it back or is it just all going to be online? And the reason why I say that is because I'm single and, I work a lot. I have a lot of stuff that I need to do. And I talked to some friends of mine who are women, and I'm like, they want to be in relationships, but then they never go out anywhere. The only time they go out is if the Facebook group they're in has a meetup, And I'm like, well, how are you going to meet somebody? So where do you think we're gonna go with that, Tay? How, we just all gonna be interactive on social media and this alone, but this have our friends online? What we gonna do?
It's funny you bring that up because that is something that I've been thinking about lately, only because at this point in my life, this is the longest in my adult life that I've been single. And um still not really sure if I'm actually ready to actually date yet, but I have been thinking about it. And I'm at the point where I really don't go anywhere. I don't go where I used to go. My friends that I used to hang out with, a few of them have moved to different states. So I don't really have, and then the ones who are here are busy with their own lives, husbands, kids, some have grandkids, because I'm in this weird space where some of my friends just have kids, some of
Yeah,
them are grandparents,
yeah, yeah.
So people are busy with lives. So it's like, where do you go? I don't always want to go out by myself, because that's not always the safest. And then at my age, it's like, where do you go? Because I'm not the type to go to a bar and sit up. That's never been me. So and maybe like two of my boyfriends I met online. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I know how to do that outside of social media.
I would say that we're in that generation where we have been on the cusp of like new technology because we're both the same age. Like we came along when email and the internet first got adopted. So we remember
Hmm.
how it was before then, and remember how it was when it started and how it is now. And I think that is the same thing when it comes to online dating. I remember if you met somebody through online dating, motherfuckers would be like, "Y'all met online?" Like people would judge you if you met online. They'd be like, "Dog, that's weird that you met online." But now I think it's a little bit more acceptable because more people do it. You got more of the dating apps, and then honestly, unless somebody is like high, like what people's social media personality is different than their regular personality a lot of times, but you can kind of figure out if you all are compatible. You can kind of like check those boxes off if this person is compatible or not before y'all start talking. So I don't, I think it's okay to
Hmm.
get off social media. I'll say this though, if you have like a trade or an industry that you're involved in, like for me, I'm in sales. So I went to this sales association. My goodness, there's so many prime candidates there. And a friend of mine tipped me to this. Even if you're not in that, say like they have the Black Legal Association. I'm just making up a group. Say you're not an attorney, you're not in law or whatever, but they're in town and they're at this particular hotel. You ain't gotta go to a club or a bar. Just go hang out at the bar at the hotel. And you're gonna see a lot of good candidates that way. That shit's actually very true.
I've heard about that.
It's actually
That's
because I think you can see like because number one, they got a job,
not
right?
true.
They got a job, they got a little education to them or whatever. So, hey, don't sleep on that because them networking events and those networking events that you can actually meet some good people. Now, you ain't supposed to be going there to date. You're supposed to be going to network for business, but you know how we do.
Yeah, yeah.
John said those damn line dances have also eroded men and women dancing together. I don't know, man. I think people have fun with the line dances.
Yeah, and I love line dancing. I've been doing that since the electric slide back in the day. So I don't know if that's the only thing. And then plus it's don't I don't see a lot of men out there. There usually be a few, but it's mostly the women out there doing the line dances. But then what about when the other songs come on? It's not usually a lot of people out there anymore on the dance floor.
It's not. Hey, Tay, me and the Tamia dance. Hey, I was in DC and I was doing the Tamia dance. Like, look, motherfuckers, I'm sure there's videos all over the net about me because I'm a big dude, but I can move, right? So
Mm-mm.
I was doing the Tamia dance, and people was like, "Hey, you used to play football, didn't you? You was professional." I was lying and shit. I was telling people I play for the Chiefs. I was like, "Yeah, I play for the
Oh,
Chiefs."
there you go.
Yeah, yeah. You ever did that? You ever lied about who you were? Like, say you was a different person or a celebrity or anything like that?
No, I don't get.
That's
I don't
something
get.
more guys could do. We could lie and say like we could lie and say like I play for the Patriots or I play for the Chiefs or some shit like that. Women
Yeah,
can't get off of
and
that.
I've never been mistaken for a celebrity, so that wouldn't have worked anyway. Now I did. There was this time. Um,
You probably get associated with every like light skinned celebrity. Like I bet you they called you like
yes,
Shantae Moore.
that ever since she came out, and
Yeah,
especially because
yeah,
that is my government
yeah.
and the skin complexion. I used to, and before the weight gain, I will say I used to get it a lot. But there was one time I did lie about something like that. So I used to be a man when I was in college. I was a manager for the men's basketball team. So when the coach would order like the stuff for the guys, the sweatsuits, tennis shoes, and stuff, he would order for us too. And so I had a suit that said my college's basketball team on. And I was wearing it one day, getting off the subway, the metro. And this guy was like, "You play for them? You look like you a basketball player." And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "What position you play?" And I was like, "Well, I'm too short to play anything else but point guard." So
Did it
that's
work?
why
Did it work for you?
he was just he was just somebody on the station. I wasn't thinking about being the man.
You wouldn't get a number off the Metro?
I would, but not back then. And if I remember the timing correctly, I was probably in a relationship.
Oh, and Tay don't cheat.
I don't.
I'd have got that number. I'd have got I'd have got that number. Shit, I was on the Metro a couple weeks ago. I saw some bad sisters on the Metro. The only reason why I didn't holler at one because she had a baby with her.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have a problem with that.
That
Because I
out of
know
line? Is it out of touch to holler at a chick when she got a baby with her?
depends on how old the baby is.
Maybe probably about 5, 6, 7, something like that.
Years old or months.
Years.
Oh, that's fine because I mean there's distance between her and that relationship. That's why I was asking. Depends on how old.
I don't like care. Well, I see where you're going with that. I see where
Yeah.
you're going. But is it inappropriate to try to holler at a woman or a man, if from a woman's perspective, if they're with their child? And you can see that I have a ring on because I was looking, I was like, she ain't got a ring on. And my thing was like, I didn't want to be that creepy dude who was trying to holler at her because she must have been going somewhere. She was dressed nice, beautiful one, beautiful sister, body down, tall, I like them. And she had a baby with her. And I was like, damn, I really would like to strike up a conversation. But how do you do that without coming off like a creep, right? Because
Mhm.
number one, you on the subway, you're on the train, right? So I would imagine if you're a woman that looks good, you probably get catcalled all the time, right? So you got to deal with that. And then she with her child. So she's got to be a little bit protective of that too. Is it just ever appropriate to holler at somebody when they're with their children?
Hmm. That's a good question, and I don't know if I know the answer to that. I want to say no, but I can see someone making a case for it being inappropriate. But yeah, I don't. The only time I know people to be around their kids and somebody try to talk to them is like when mothers of single mothers take their sons to like little league or whatever. I hear that happens a lot.
Yeah. Shit, a lot of them is trying to get chose though.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I'm trying to get chose because like that
Yeah.
caused beef between some of the moms back in the day.
Hmm. Oh
And
wow.
my
Okay.
kids play sports, and it wasn't a single mom. It was one of the daughters.
Oh,
So
okay.
you know, all of us dads were there, and our wives are there, so we'd be in practice or what have you. And you know how like we talked about how like people have older kids, and then all of a sudden they have a kid later on in life. So this is one
Hmm.
situation. So this lady, she had a daughter that was in her early 20s. And so at the time, if I do the math, I was in my early 30s, mid 30s. So she was in her early 20s, and she got a little brother that was playing ball. So, and she was body, and she would come to practice, and she had on little bitty shorts and a little body shirt or whatever, and she looked good as fuck. It was funny because all of us dads were trying to be like eyes forward on the field and everything, and it actually came up because her mom told her, like, yo, you can't come around these women's husbands dressed like that. You can't
Mm-hmm.
come around and dress like that. Which she was right, because that shit was tempting as fuck. But that was up to us to be in control, and which most of us we did, because that's dirty. But damn,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that I was looking at my peripheral, I was like, this motherfucker, shit.
You are funny.
Nah,
Um,
it's real, yeah. So
yeah, I get it.
yeah, but have you ever had to control how you dress? Because Kirk Franklin talked about this. He talked about being single, and how, like, in the church, how that's problematic for women and all that type of stuff. Have you ever felt, because you were not in a relationship, or just because you weren't married, that you had to adjust how you were around other people who were married?
Especially in church. I grew up a church girl. I know it may not seem like it because of this podcast. And I was told that recently, you don't seem like a church girl. Wow, that took me back because,
The church girls are freaks, though. But go ahead.
but I'm saying, because back in the day, everyone assumed I was a church girl. And now it's like people don't even associate me with church. That's crazy. But yeah, so I grew up in the church. So yeah, that was a big thing, especially back in the day when before, now we're taught that it's not only on the girls, it's also on the boys to control themselves. But back in the day, it was placed all on the girls. I remember, and I hear Kevin on stage joke about this all the time about girls going swimming with the t-shirts on. That was definitely taught to us. I had body image, false body image, what I was trying to say, issues, yeah, for years, because when I had the body to be out here in a bikini or in, sexy outfits, I didn't want to show it off. I didn't want, that type of attention. So yeah, that was a huge thing back in the day.
Y'all had to wear swim shirts? I thought that was just for fat dudes.
I remember us going on some trip with my church. I hate to say this because I love my church, I love my pastors, but I remember us going on some trip, and the hotel, like everybody in the church was staying at this one hotel, and they had a swimming pool. So of course, the kids, we were all talking about going swimming. And I remember my pastor saying, "Okay, young ladies, you have to be modest. You should wear t-shirts." And so all of us did.
Hey, I mean, because I'm from that era, I understand, but it's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right, and I didn't think that would cause, like, issues with young girls.
Yeah. Even today, like I'm not always, I would never cross the line, and my friends who are married, from what I know of their husbands, they wouldn't cross that line. But I don't even really feel comfortable, like even with my closest friends, being around their significant others because of that thing, like single women shouldn't be around, like even my sister's husband, some, a little bit, I do keep a separation there.
What do you mean, like, you're not talking about at the pool? You're talking about just in general?
In general.
Okay. I mean, so y'all not just chummy in each other's face, is what you mean?
Right, right.
Okay.
And
Even
that's my dude. Like
even if they're around, even if your friend or sister is around.
I mean, that's different when they're around. That's different. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And like in my heart, my sister's husband is my brother. Like I look at him as my brother, but it's still a fact of that's really not my blood. So I still kind of,
Yeah, I feel you, but I think that onus is on both sides. I mean, it's
yeah.
good if you want to maintain that distance of appropriateness. So I think that he's responsible for that as well. I know my ex-wife. One of the good things that she said about me was that she didn't have to worry about me being all up in her friend's face, being inappropriate.
Hmm.
Because there are guys that definitely don't know how to turn it off. Like you said, there's dudes that flirt with everybody. There's guys that don't know how to interact with women in a non-flirtatious way if they're not related to them.
Right.
So, I mean, and to me, it was just like, why would I do that? Like, I've okay. not gonna talk about my marriage, but in the past, I've said I've been a cheater, right? But the one thing I've never done is try to sleep with like somebody who I'm with, like their friend or their relative, because I'm like, there's so many people in this world that I can fuck around with. Why do I have to go? Why do I have to be low down and do this? Now I done done some low down shit, but that right there, like I ain't never done that. I ain't never done that. That's not cool. And but because I've seen it happen.
Yeah, yeah.
I've definitely seen it happen. I've definitely seen it happen. But like, is there, before we wrap it up, we talked about, is there a cooling off period with an ex, right? Is there a long enough cooling off period that if you talk to a person and then you realize, hey, maybe me and their home, me and their home girl or me and their cousin got some chemistry. Can we try it out? Is there a cool, is a long enough cooling off period for that, or is that just a no go forever?
I can only speak for myself. I don't know if I would cross that line. Uh,
What if it's y'all just okay? So if it was your boyfriend, right? Okay, we ain't gonna talk about family. If it was one of your homegirls and it was her boyfriend for like a year or two, and this happened back in college, and we now, well past that, a couple decades past that, could you entertain it and still be cool with that person? Or what if they just hit? Like if she just hit once and then y'all like, man, girl, I would like to be with that dude. Could you do it?
not knowingly,
Not knowingly.
not knowingly, and I think I've been in that situation, but I don't think it was. Okay, so when I was in college, a friend of mine, she was always with this guy. And back then, we were teasing her. Y'all look like y'all kind of close. And she was saying, oh, we just friends. Years later, I run into the guy and he tries to talk. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, what was going on with you when, my friend back in the day? And he was like, oh, we were just friends. So I'm thinking, both of y'all telling me y'all just friends, that must have been what it was. So now this was after he and I stopped talking. She found out that we were talking, so she calls herself giving me the rundown on the dude. But the way she was doing it, I was like, you sound like you kind of hurt about the situation. So I wasn't sure. So I feel like I was in violation, but I wasn't, because you told me y'all were friends and he told me y'all were just friends. So I don't know how to feel about that situation.
Sometimes she probably had feelings for him that he didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, violating, going with somebody's friend, that could go real bad. That
Yeah.
could go real bad, because number one, if it works, it's fine, right? But y'all got to manage a new dynamic in y'all's friendship. But if it goes bad, now that friend, that's the linchpin. Now they got to choose.
But
Now,
like I said, this was after he and we weren't like, I don't tell people about my relationships until I'm deep into them. So by the time she found out about us, we weren't even really talking.
hmm,
Actually, we weren't talking at all anymore. So she found out about it afterwards. So her coming to me, giving me the rundown on him was kind of like it doesn't even matter. And that's why I say I feel like maybe something more was going on, because I don't know, she was way too invested in trying to give me his bad points.
especially if she was hating. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if she was hating. I don't know. I think for us, there's only like two people that's two classification that's off limits. If it was your girl for an extended period of time, when I say extended period of time, I'm gonna say over a year. Or if it was your main side piece, they off limits. But if
Okay.
it's somebody you hit, or y'all was together for just like a brief period of time, it's not something you should be actively looking to do. But if it happens, okay. Because really it's not for guys. It's not the person, because when you go over a year, or like, y'all had an interaction for a while, then feelings are involved. But if it's just I hit, it ain't on the person that hit first. It's on the person afterwards. Can they manage those feelings knowing I care about somebody that one of my boys hit?
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I mean, that's a thought. That's a thought too. Yeah, because I would definitely be thinking, and this is why I wouldn't get with somebody who had previously been in a relationship with somebody I know. It's because okay, if this is somebody I'm close to, and then me and this guy get close, and we're all around each other, what is that gonna feel like? That's
Weird.
gonna be awkward.
Weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's
So,
always, it's always going to be something. Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird.
and I feel like it's too many people out here for to be in a situation that's weird to me.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, so I got a nasty or normal.
Okay.
All right, so it was the white girl that was being interviewed on social media, and she started this whole trend about the hot tour, basically, spitting on the penis while you sucking it. Right? Is that nasty or normal? Because I talked about it today with some folks, and some people was like, "That's disgusting," and I was like, well, I hit him with the Tay, like, "Hey, don't yuck everybody's yum." They was like, "Nah, this is other stuff that I could do," but is the hot tour, is that, I even hate saying it because of who came up with it, but
Mhm.
is a woman spitting on it nasty or normal?
Um, I don't think it's nasty, but I think it's only normal for those who like it, if that makes any sense.
It does. I get it.
Okay. I mean, because I've heard a lot of guys say the more spit the better. So I don't necessarily think that that's a nasty thing, but I am somebody who does not.
That's right, Tay. But I think it's more so like spit on it. Spit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got what you're saying. But again, I've known guys, I've heard guys say they like that too because that's what I don't want to make no hand movements, but that's what that that can give it more more wetness, more juiciness, more slip to the hand movements if you're using hands to so
I think it's a lot of us are trained. Is trained the right word? A lot of us get our ideas of what's good and what's sexy during sex from porn, and that's really a porno move right there.
yeah.
Spitting on the dick, that's a porno move. So I've had it done. It is freaky. I'm not. It's nasty in a good way. It's a good nasty for me, but is
Okay.
it necessary? No,
Yeah.
because my thing is this: if it's not in your character to do it, then I don't really want you doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
I don't
I
really.
would say going the other way, spitting on a woman, that's nasty and not in a good way.
Yeah, like that must have happened.
No, it's not supposed to happen.
That's supposed
And
to,
if you're doing your thing, you don't need to do that anyway.
we got a mutual friend that has this whole thing with spit, and it's disgusting, and it's like sharing, and nah, I can't do that. Nah, I can't. That's too much for me. I
Yeah.
don't want to, like I said, I don't want to yuck the yum, but the whole swapping, like spitting in each other's mouth, like whenever I'm watching porn, they do that shit. It immediately turn that scene off.
Yeah.
Turn that off. But some people, that's their thing. That's their thing. If that's your thing, inbox us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com. We love to have you on the show. But anyway, tell them where they can find it.
You can find us at Conversates After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com. Make sure you like this video, share it, subscribe, and leave us a comment.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Listen to our past episodes. You got me thinking about all that shit. I started fumbling my words. Listen to our past episodes. We'll holler at you later. Peace.
Bye.
If you want to know if you like that hot tour now, ladies, hit us up. You know what I'm saying? I'll be your test subject.